The NEET paper leak saga has now entered a critical phase. The impasse between the government and the cockroach movement continues over Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. The Union Cabinet has approved the draft paper leak amendment bill to ensure strict punishment for paper leaks. The Supreme Court of India has swung into action as well. The deadlock continues in the Parliament and the protests are underway at Jantar Mantar. The CJP delegation met with government representatives led by JP Nadda and Dr. Jitendra Singh at the Constitution Club. After the meeting, CJP leaders said that the government has agreed to compensate the kin of the NEET paper leak suicide victims and withdraw the cases against the protesters who took part in CJP's Sansad Chalo or the Parliament March. However, the government has sought more time on the third demand, that is the Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. Both sides have agreed to meet again tomorrow for further talks.
The government has agreed in principle to provide compensation to the suicide victims of NEET paper leak and withdraw legal cases against protesters. Government has sought more time for Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. We will meet again tomorrow. CJP will have to give a national call if Pradhan does not resign.
They had 3 demands and 5 requests for education reforms. We will hold another meeting with CJP representatives tomorrow and communicate the discussions that we are going to hold within the government.
On the other hand, Prime Minister Modi held a cabinet meeting at the Parliament. PM Modi issued a video message as well, assuring the protesting students of more steps against paper leaks. Now, the cabinet has passed the paper leak amendment bill. It will ensure stricter punishment for perpetrators of the paper leaks. The fine print of this proposed amendment is now available, but as per the existing law, remember, the punishment for offences related to paper leak start from 3 years of imprisonment and it goes up to 10 years. The fine starts at 10 lakh rupees and it can go up to 1 crore rupees depending on the various classifications of the paper leak offences. The Supreme Court of India, meanwhile, has directed the central government and the National Testing Agency, or the NTA, to file a detailed affidavit on the progress made in implementing the reforms after the NEET undergraduate paper leak. The 2-judge bench of the Apex Court also sought status report and reforms at every stage of the examination cycle. The Union government has assured the Supreme Court that it is going 10 extra miles to ensure the integrity of the NEET examination. The court has scheduled the next hearing in this case on the 27th of July. Meanwhile, activist Sonam Wangchuk has ended his hunger strike at the Medanta hospital after the government assured him on 2 of the 3 demands that were stated earlier. At Jantar Mantar, the founder of the Cockroach Janata Party, Abhijit Dipke, has said that the sit-in protest will continue until Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan resigns.
अब जो प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे और प्रोटेस्ट करने वालों का जो सबसे प्रमुख चेहरा है सोनम वांगचुक जी, उन्होंने भी अनशन तोड़ के अपने बात रख दिया कि अब चर्चा होना चाहिए। मेरे ख्याल से अब इसको राजनीतिकरण करके फायदा नहीं है। हम लोगों को ठोस कदम कैसे उठाना चाहिए छात्रों का भविष्य के लिए, इस पे ध्यान देना चाहिए।
Meanwhile, the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, has upped the ante against the government. He's echoing the same demand as the CJP, that is the resignation or the sacking of Dharmendra Pradhan. He also accused the police of using pellet guns on the protesting students. And to prove his claim, Rahul was accompanied by a man who claims to have suffered pellet gun injuries during the students' protest. Now, the deadlock continues in the Parliament as well. Both houses of the Parliament were adjourned for a 5th consecutive day of the ongoing monsoon session. The Parliament will now convene on Monday next week.
Even your own members are not sitting in their seat. What I have to do?
And our correspondent Dharamjot Kaur has sent us this report from Jantar Mantar. Take a look.
Protesters continue to pour in at the designated protest site at Jantar Mantar. In fact, people are still going to the entire enclosure. In fact, they go way beyond it to the main roads surrounding the Jantar Mantar area. And in fact, there are also a lot of police presence and RAF presence that remains intact as the evening descends and night falls on the protest site. But it has been an action-packed day with respect to conversations and negotiations between the government and the representatives of the Cockroach Janata Party. Now, there have been two demands that CJP says that the government has agreed to in principle. Demand number one being financial compensation for families of those whose children have died by suicide after the NEET paper leak scandal. And point number two is that there will be no legal ramification, no criminal proceedings against the peaceful protesters who've been here at Jantar Mantar for a while now. The sticking point, however, is the Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. And the government and CJP have both said that they will return to the negotiation table on Saturday. And so the countdown has officially begun with respect to where this conversation goes on the biggest stalemate that concerns the very future of this protest, and also the government's entire approach to take accountability with respect to the entire paper leak scandal. What happens from this point is going to be critical, and it will also set the tone for how the Parliament's second week of the monsoon session shall begin on Monday. Here at Jantar Mantar with video journalist Abhishek, this is Dharmendra Pradhan for WION World.